Welcome to the Sid City Social Club for Tuesday, December 29th. We're glad that you're here.
Good to see you all. Really lovely to see you all, in fact. I hope you all had a great holiday, if it was a holiday for you. And it's sort of, and if it was a present-giving kind of holiday, then I'm hoping you got a great present or gave a great present, even better. I hear that the song lists have been published on the web, on the site. One classical and one rock pop. And huge thanks to Renee and Renee Doris, Laura Mitchell, and Nikki Cade for putting those together. A lot of work went into that. Thank you, guys. So let's get cracking because every minute I speak now, we lose a minute for something.
We're going to start with Don.
Don, our 3D dude.
Well, thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm quite busy with that this holiday season.
I bet you are.
Quite a few things to give out and give away.
Well, happy birthday. First and foremost, let's say happy birthday. And I'm sure everybody now knows they don't even have to wait for me to unmute them or unmute. Please.
Happy birthday, Don.
Happy birthday, Don.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hello, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Of course, Mel had to make me first.
Yeah. Everyone's in good voice. They won't be in good voice after the 15th birthday.
Yeah.
So what are you making? What are you printing up for this?
On the printer right now, I have a Scrooge McDuck Money Vault piggy bank that I designed that I'm gonna give to my daughter for a late Christmas, early birthday present.
That's great. That's smart. You can call it a late Christmas, early birthday present if you deliver it late.
Yes, I came up with something to make her a little late, but you know, it's getting done. I didn't like the first one I printed out. I tried to paint it. The way I made it was a little complicated for paint, so I redesigned it to make it a little easier on myself, and we'll see how it goes. But I think it came out great.
Mind me asking.
What's that?
How old is she?
She 28
ish. Oh yeah, that you get to start like going. That's by the time you're 28. Yes. 8, not so much, but
91. So I guess that's 29 actually. Yeah. 91 would be 29.
Django's 24, and I'm gonna start forgetting. He's like, you're just older now. I'll remember to give you a birthday present, perhaps.
Well, she's big on it. She always makes sure I have to make a list and post it on Facebook so she can look and see what to get me for Christmas/birthday, because you know that they're right there together. So I've always had to get most of my stuff together at one time. So
when's her birthday?
Her birthday is in April.
Oh wow, yeah, nice 14th. And early birthday present. Absolutely. Yeah. Great. 2 birds, 1 stone. Done.
Yeah. So
and then did you have a nice holiday? Did you have a nice break?
I had a pretty good one. Somebody on here, I'm gonna leave nameless, asked me to, well, I offered to make something for them, and you know, they wanted an ornament, so I made an ornament for this person. Oh. And when I showed it to my fiance, I had to make a ton more so she'd give to her coworkers because she liked it so much. So thank you to that person for that. And I enjoy making it. There was a little bit of work to it, but really I enjoyed making it.
And do you have a copy somewhere?
I have a copy, kind of, sort of here. I don't know if it's going to show up. Probably not.
It does show up. It's like a lantern.
No, it's too bright. Oh
my God. That's terrifying. Put it away. It does show up.
There's the other.
Oh, that's nice. I love that, Randy.
So there's basically a copy of the one I gave to the person I'm not.
You gave it to me.
What a good idea. You're brilliant. That's a very clever thing to put.
Yeah, it's a lithophane ornament. I just thought it'd be nice to give something to Mel that she might enjoy because of everything she does for everybody on here. So
you're not kidding. It's the loveliest thing. And you know what? I reckon you could sell a ton of those because they look.
I would think so. The way they kind of went with my fiance's coworkers, they were crazy over it. And I'm talking most of them are guys. Well, actually, all of them were guys, and they were the ones wanting them. So if guys like them, you know the women.
You're up and running. You hope.
Yes. I'm going to do a few improvements on the next model that I try to make. The way it is, I've got a little battery light that goes in the bottom. But if you got the right type of Christmas lights on your tree, you could take it out and shove the Christmas light up in there and it stays lit up. Which is what I did with the Beyonce. The couple that she made.
Yeah,
So,
you could. That's a brilliant idea, especially if you can personalize them like that. How fantastic!
yes.
And what did you do? Did you use a photograph?
You take a photograph. They give you a photograph, and then you'll take there's a website that I can go to that actually makes a file for the picture, the lithophane, and then you can have it different shapes or whatever. And I used a cone shape, and then on the 3D modeling program that I have, I made a base and a top for it, so it could hang from the tree and the light could go in the bottom. So they worked out pretty good.
Crazy talented, Don. That's fantastic. Really awesome. I'm just trying to put my watch on the screen so I can see what time it is. If you're wondering why I'm looking right down here, it's the only way I can vaguely.
Oh, I understand. It's not a problem.
I get carried away. I can be talking to someone for 4 hours and then go, "Whoa!"
Yes,
that was the end of that.
Yeah, and like I told Mel, I'm not worried about getting a full-time thingy or anything. I just wanted to kind of, get my birthday shout out.
That's very considerate of you. Because I know we've got a lot of people to talk to today.
Oh yeah, you usually do.
So if you don't mind, I will move you off right away. But say what you're about to say, because that was.
I got a chance to watch your birthday thing because I wasn't able. It was during a Friday and I was at work, so I wasn't able to participate or anything.
Wasn't it cool?
That was pretty awesome. I can understand talking to you and stuff and talking to other heroes and stuff. I could really understand where you were at. And I thought that was really cool. And Mel did an excellent job of setting that up. That was, I think, pretty great of her.
Yeah, it was really shocking to meet a bunch of people that I've been admiring, really following, really like, I've been watching Harry Sue all the time. I played Ultimate Online for 7 years. I mean, goodness, and to meet the founder of it, how on earth they got that together, and everybody else. It was just a wonderful experience to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure she really did some work on that, and so that was really cool. I really felt for you, and I'm really happy that you got to do some of that.
I got more than a birthday shout out.
Yes,
I was spoiled rigid. Let's face it,
yep.
Spoiled brat. Thank you very much, my friend.
So happy late birthday to you, because I didn't get to wish it then. So there you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a late birthday. Yeah, a late birthday, late Christmas birthday.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you're just really early for next year, Don.
There you go. There you go. That works too.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don. Happy birthday. All right, our next birthday is Q.
Q.
Hello.
Right. Hi. Happy birthday.
Technically, it's tomorrow, so I'm cheating, but thank you very much.
Well, it's already tomorrow in Australia, so,
Day after, but yeah.
Okay.
But New Year's Eve for me, yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I unfortunately don't have any crafts to show or any kind of stuff, but
you don't need to just show your lovely face. That's the only qualification. If you want to, and you don't even have to do that. You can happily just show your lovely black screen. So it's great. Great to see you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Please join me in wishing happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Happy birthday.
Brilliant. So, how's this morning?
Oh, I got conned into going to the dentist.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. They tricked me. They got me in the car and then they said we're going to the dentist. But I got a sticker. So
oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, I am turning 25, but I will still get a sticker from the dentist if I want it.
Over 7 years old and you still get a sticker. That's pretty good going.
Yeah.
You hate the dentist?
Yes, I do. It's just like, it seems so like technology has advanced so far, but we're still just going to scrape things off your teeth, like torture style. Like, I'm sorry if we have any dentists in the chat. I'm sure it's a very,
we may
profession, but
I haven't met them if we do have one. So you're probably on safe ground there. I've got a friend who doesn't like the dentist, but I think they don't like the dentist because of the potential pain. And I don't have that problem. I just go, yeah, let's go. I can fall asleep in the dentist chair though. That has happened.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just really afraid that they're gonna look in my mouth and like laugh and then like tell their dentist friends about it. Be like,
they do,
oh,
they
I
do.
saw this girl.
They do. They've got a thing with just Q written on it, a picture to show everybody. Everybody else, all the
Wall
other
of shame.
400 ignore. People with actually terrible things going on in their mouth, they just ignore, but they choose you. No, they don't. I don't think they do. They must go. I think everybody, all doctors and dentists and all medical personnel and nurses, they all go into a kind of neutral space when they deal with human beings. You know, I think they get. I mean, if they let them in, if they even begin to get personal with them, they get into emotional trouble. So it just becomes you're a slab of meat, and then next slab of meat.
I'm just gonna say, do you think Julian follows that very well though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd be falling in love with
Julian, but like.
Yeah, I actually prefer it that way. I like to be just very like I'm a neutral artifact before you. Then I'm relaxed about you looking in my mouth for 45 minutes. Yeah, we're good with that. So how's Tricks? Because Australia is doing very well still.
We
And the
are
rest of the
actually
world
doing quite well,
is not.
especially in Melbourne. Pardon?
I'm just saying the rest of the world is going to to the zoo in a handbasket.
Yeah, I mean Sydney, we're having a few cases in like another state and that kind of stuff, but yeah, like we're really quite lucky in Victoria. Like we don't have any kind of community cases at the moment. So
Do you have anything planned for tomorrow?
yeah, we're going to a brewery, a beer brewery.
Wow,
yeah,
nice,
craft beer.
awesome. And what
Yeah.
what kind of beer is it? Oh, look, craft beer is like sort of bitter, like VB.
Oh, VBs. I do love VBs, but I think they're a bit more like flavored with like coffee or like kind of niche.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, very wankery, but very good.
I've got a beer here. This is a beer, but I mix it with Sprite.
Ooh.
Otherwise, I fall asleep in the middle of this. This is kind of the only way I can get this because it's 9 o'clock in the evening or 9:30 in the evening. So it's called a shandy in England. All our English folk who are fast asleep by now will know that this is called a shandy. And Sprite is the nearest thing because in England we have lemonade, which isn't lemonade at all. It's just fizzy, sparkling, saccharine, oversweet water with a lemon flavoring in it. And lemonade is delightful, but I'd never met a lemonade until I came to America where they take lemonade seriously. But in England, they fob us off with this terrible stuff. Do you drink?
Yes.
Did your parents
enjoy a good beer?
give you drinks at Christmas, or did your parents give you a drink sometimes, or did you have to wait till you were 18 or 21 or whatever?
It was more like the girls aren't allowed to drink. So like the boys, will have a beer at Christmas with, but like the girls don't drink. That's not very,
They give you crack. They give you crack and cocaine and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
That's so misogynist. That's so uncool.
And it's real like, oh, women have to go cook and the men are going to drink beers around the TV. And it's just like, I hate that so much.
I gave my wife this year for Christmas the post-misogynist's Christmas gift. It's a vacuum cleaner, which is entirely 60s, but it's robotic. It cleans by, so she can go and do whatever she wants, and the thing just runs around the house.
Right?
Yeah, and it's very quiet, except the dog barks at it constantly. So it is the noisiest vacuum cleaner I've ever had, because it's just whoop, 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 all around the house.
Because we had one for a bit as well, and my dog hated it. Like he couldn't stand to be in the same room, so we had to get rid of it. So
yeah, it's so far Shana thinks it's great, which is great because so far we've been using a little teeny handheld thing that you're meant to just do the car with, and it's quite a big place we rented, so it's a big pain in the ass, but it's like little hardwood floors, and so we sweep it off. There's a lot of information that you probably don't need to know, but I'm telling you anyway because it's the holidays.
I do love that, the post-ironic gift of like a vacuum.
It is. It's an ironic gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
And my wife chose it, so that's what you got. What did you get, if you got a gift at all? If you're in a gift-giving culture.
I haven't got my gift yet because it's, day after. But for Christmas, I got some pretty cool vinyls, and I got some really generic Star Trek merch. I think my family just Googled Star Trek merch and got the first thing off the top. So
what was the one? What was the thing that was kind of not sure about?
I have a beer stub. I'll get it.
Yeah, please do.
Amazing for me to put my beer in.
That's ironic too, isn't it? Something to hold alcohol in it, telling you to live long.
Live long and prosper.
That's great. That's very funny. How's the weather? Because it's midsummer, isn't it? Is it lovely, delightful?
Yeah, it's summer at the moment, but we've been having a lot of kind of like storms and stuff, so it's not too bad. Normally Christmas is like unbearably hot, but yeah, it's not too bad.
Hi, Ariel. Did we get to? We didn't really talk. Last time you were on, you weren't alone. You were together with.
It was the most chaotic, like chaos.
There you go. Arson, in fact. It was arson. Shannon.
Q made this. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
This
It's
is
great.
a quote from you, Sid. This is a reference to something you said.
In what? When did I say it? In what?
Graphic design is my passion, so
Looks fantastic. Looks
You guys
like
have to give him the context.
action movie.
I actually can't remember. I think something about Shannon being a pyromaniac.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
that-
Shannon.
Hang on.
that may have come out of my mouth. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I think Janina was saying she sets fire to feel joy. So yeah.
Okay.
I did not. We aren't even in the same room, and this is getting chaotic. Oh my god.
God, I always am terrified to see photographs of myself. Isn't it awful to see photographs of yourself? I see them all the time.
Oh yes, I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
You just have to get over yourself, literally.
I had to hide self view on Zoom because it was just so like, oh, what do I look like? What do I look like? So you just hide it. You're like, okay, I don't exist. It's great. Can't see it. Also, I realize that I'm taking up so much time and there's so many other people.
You're fine. You're fine. It's just been lovely talking to you. You're not taking up too much time. But I will get someone else so that we can say
Yes.
hi.
Yes.
But thank you for saying hi, and thank you, Shannon, for setting fire to everything.
Happy birthday, Q. All right, we're gonna go to Colleen next. Colleen's birthday is tomorrow and she's turning 18.
Oh my goodness. Big day.
Hi.
You're about to become a full-grown human being tomorrow. Technically.
Mhm.
How fantastic. I recognized your mom's room.
Mhm.
And this is where I normally see her. And it's lovely to meet you, lovely to see you. Because I don't think you did come on in the very early days, didn't you? You came on and played.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, you did. I'm just putting it all together because it was quite a few. What are you going to play today?
Auld Lang Syne.
Love that. Perfect tune for this time of year. Brilliant! Bravo! Bravo! That was brilliant. You are brilliant. When is your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, everybody has to say happy birthday right now. After that.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Are you, Colleen, are you going to college? Are you, what's your plan?
Because of all the online stuff, I wanted to start and do community college here.
Yeah.
And that for 2 years. And then I want to go to Ireland for college.
Oh, what a great idea. Dublin?
Yes, because I want to get my doctorate and music theory.
If it's Trinity, because that's an amazing college. I mean, that's one of the best in the world right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I walked around there and it's just such a lovely place. Have you been to check it out?
No, the only place I've been in Europe is Sweden.
Oh, well, you're gonna love Ireland. If you gotta go, if you get a chance before, in the next 2 years to go and visit before you go, you'll have a really good idea of the kind of place. Dublin is busy. I mean, it's a proper heaving, culturally exciting city. And there's all kinds of great stuff. And it's about, the beautiful thing about Ireland is like, it feels like 20 minutes away, you're in a completely different world. It's all quiet and birds are singing in the trees and there's mountains and the ocean and people are picking clams out of there. And, it's just an amazing, gorgeous, gorgeous place. And what are you going to doctorize yourself in?
Music theory. So it's like the science behind music and breaking down all the notes and stuff.
Oh my goodness, that's fascinating. We didn't talk about that last time you were on. That really is fascinating. Have you watched? And I recommend some things, and I do it again and again and again if I think of something really impressive. But on YouTube, you might find Leonard Bernstein's documentary from the way back in the 80s, I think, on music theory. It's just fascinating. Have you already seen it?
Heard of it.
It's brilliant. I mean, he's just fantastic for beginners and for people and for pros alike, because he's just one of the great composers. Oh my goodness, what got you into that?
I started music theory in 7th grade. I started at European music theory.
Yeah.
With my professor right now, and I did it in Scotland. I went and did a course there.
Oh wow! So do you want to be a conductor?
Kind of. I mean, I don't like children that much, so
okay. That's cool.
So I know for a fact that I don't want to work with like little kids.
Yeah.
Like, I am considering to be a professor at a college because I want to teach kids that actually want to be there.
Right, I get it. I know exactly what you mean. That makes sense. That's really sensible. I mean, it's kind of full on pragmatic, but I get the sense behind it. And so you're not going to be teaching. You would like to teach music theory.
Yes.
Pass it on. So you don't want to conduct. You don't want a big high pressure job like that.
Probably not. No.
It probably wouldn't work with your firefighting schedule, because I know you're a firefighter too. That's really cool. And why? What is it about kids that makes you go, not so much?
I teach them now for dance.
They drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think you might that may change as you get a little older. You might be like, I get it, I'm cool. I mean, because you're only just exiting kidhood yourself tomorrow, in fact. So I know, but you mean little kids. But yes, I understand totally, because there's a lot of like puppy dog behavior. me, now. Yeah, we have to do that. It's one of the things we do. And you have a sister, is that right?
No, I'm brother.
Brother.
Mm-hmm.
And you're all firefighters, aren't you?
My mom, dad, and me. My brother can't be one until he's 16.
Okay. So they won't let you do it in Ireland. You know that?
No. I mean, if I have the training right now and I wanted to transfer over, I could with the if I get proper classes.
Yeah. Because they drive on the wrong side of the road. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting. I think I'd love that you play the violin so sweetly, and I think you're going to have enormous fun if your wishes come true. Did you have a lovely Christmas? I was assuming you celebrate Christmas?
Yes. We were all quarantined because my mom had COVID, so we couldn't go anywhere with friends. But we did celebrate.
Is she okay now? I'm guessing she is.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your general Christmas vibe? What do you guys? What happens?
Well, usually we go to church because we're Catholic.
Yeah.
But we couldn't, so we just skipped it.
Fair enough. I think God will probably be okay with that. And do you have do you like singing?
I sang in the past. That's what I started with music, because I was asked to play viola actually because I could read music before. Right. So I did do singing, but I don't really do it much anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing I really got my most pleasure out of at church. I had to go pretty much every day. I was at an Anglican school. I was in the choir, so I was singing every morning. And then on Sunday we did the big thing. And but I just loved singing. I thought that was just that was my favorite. And then my voice broke, and then it sort of got really awkward, difficult to sing. Don't sound like a young kind of violin or viola anymore, but more like a kind of screwed up cello. Well, that's great, Colleen. I think you're brilliant. I hope you're a polymath. Clearly, you do a bit of everything, and you do it well. Good luck with everything coming up, and come on back and talk to us whenever you want. We'd love to see you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Colleen. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, our next birthday is Helen from Australia.
Another Aussie.
Hello. Yes.
Yay.
That's slightly different to where Q is. I'm over in Adelaide.
Oh, it's lovely to see you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hurrah. When is it? Today?
Today for me, but tomorrow for you, so 30th.
Okay, because that's just confused me completely. Yes.
Yeah, my birthday's in the future.
That's wonderful. Can everyone tell you happy birthday to you?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Happy
Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Fantastic, Helen. So what's going on in your world? What's happening in Adelaide?
Oh, nice weather.
Looks
Sunshine.
like you're hanging out. I'm really...
I thought I'd sit in my backyard today.
Oh, looks lovely. Look at all that. All those delightful plants. You've got about 1 million pots there. And look, you've got is that a dill? No, it's...
that's fennel growing in the background there.
Growing off the chart.
That's my veggie garden to this side.
Right.
So I've got some calendula, and I did try growing tomatoes, but the bugs like those better. I've got pumpkins. I've got all sorts going there. And my lemon tree.
Oh, that's a lemon tree.
Mm.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
So I've already made some lemon cordial from that one.
Oh, wow. I can't grow that. I can grow, weirdly, in Massachusetts, you can grow great tomatoes. They do well. Because it's so hot and humid in summer, and it's a very short growing season in Massachusetts. Just enough to do a tomato. But that's about it. I mean,
normally I can grow tomatoes really well, but the bugs seem to be chopping them off. They get about that big and then chop them off, and that's it. But I don't actually like eating tomatoes. Well, I don't like raw tomatoes. My kids do.
Okay, yeah. Then can you kind of tape tomatoes to a plant and say, hey, these are our tomatoes?
I might have to.
They'd know. They're probably
they would.
smarter than that. Yeah, absolutely. How are they?
Yeah, they're going well. So are
they back at school?
No, it's summer holidays at the moment.
Right. Great.
So they've been off for the last 3 weeks, but they've been very excited because we got to go and visit their grandparents who are interstate. So the borders have finally opened up, so we travelled for Christmas.
Oh, lucky you. That's fantastic. Because no one, you must hear about the rest of the world.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
It was a bit touch and go for a while as to whether we'd be able to travel because late November, we had a couple of community cases and we went into lockdown for a day and a half.
Right. Whew. For a
So
couple.
yeah, it got cancelled after a day and a half because we found out someone had lied
Oh,
about
so
where they'd
they
been.
didn't
And
have COVID.
they had COVID, but it was how they got it was the drama.
Oh,
They said they picked it up from a pizza box, but actually they picked it up because they were working in the pizza shop and didn't want to tell anyone they had a second job. So that was a big scandal. They found out, yeah.
Huge scandal in Australia.
A small lie that got blown out, and then, yeah,
Wow.
he got found out, the business he was working for got found out, and all sorts of other under-the-counter things were found out. So it got very messy, but we didn't have to go into lockdown.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, America doesn't have to do anything. No one tells America what to do, even Americans. But they are recommended to go into lockdown. You know, they're recommended to stay at home, and they're recommended to do this, that, and the other. Just a whole bunch of us just don't do it. I'm just not interested. Just ignore all the recommendations. In fact, a lot of us don't even think the thing's real, which is
I've heard that, yeah.
kind of flabbergasting. But hey, I mean, I'm a little bit pissed at it because I think it's beyond political because it affects everybody's lives. And I don't care what your politics is, you damn well behave.
It's very good for everyone else.
Yeah. Well, and so you're a keen gardener, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Do you, because I've worked with so many plants in my life that are Australian. You're just blessed with such amazing flora.
Definitely.
I mean, I know that you've got that South Africa and California kind of have very similar climates, depending on where you are in Australia, obviously.
Yes, a lot of South African plants are actually weeds in Australia because they just go so well that they take over.
They just take off. I know there's bottle brush trees and things like that, which just do incredibly well there. And California, because it's a very similar transitional climate between desert and maritime. It's all very similar stuff. So the California natives, the salvias and stuff like that, do very well in Australia.
Yes.
And they smell so good.
Definitely do.
I'm
quite lucky to have quite a backyard too.
About to ask just that. Do you have a big enough backyard to have a variety?
Definitely. That was one of the conditions on the house when we bought it. It had to have a backyard. I needed space for my garden, space for my chickens, and space to run around.
That's brilliant. How old are the kids?
9, 7, and 3.
Oh yeah, they need to run around.
Oh, definitely do.
Yeah,
and climb and jump and hang off trees and things.
And what does your partner do?
She's a lawyer at the tax office.
Oh, okay. So, and do you work as well during COVID, non-COVID times?
No, I'm stay-at-home parent.
Got it. That was what I was wondering. And do you? Was it interesting during? I mean, obviously she's back at work, your partner.
Oh, well, that's the thing. She's been working from home for a while, and
maybe it's over.
Sorry.
Maybe it's over. Maybe she's never going back to work. She doesn't need to.
Oh, that would be nice, but I'd also like the bedroom back a bit too, because the desk's set up in our bedroom. Because she's a lawyer, she has to be sectioned away, so I can't hear anything. And but she's been working from home for a while, and then finally the orders from the office came through. Everyone that doesn't have a medical clearance has to go back into the office for at least 60% of the time, and that lasted for 2 weeks.
And then straight
and
back.
Then back home again, and they're lifting everything in mid-July.
Common sense.
Mid-January, I mean.
Common sense prevailed. Good. I'm really happy you came on and showed us your garden and see what's going on in Adelaide. Love to meet your partner one day.
Yeah, she's making lunch for the kids at the moment, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, one of these days.
One of these days.
And even the kids are welcome.
Yeah. I think last time I spoke to you, my youngest was running around and talking about his underpants.
That's exactly what he should be doing.
Yes.
That's his job. Brilliant. Well, listen, thank you and happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Thanks, Helen. Happy birthday in the future. All right, our next birthday is Krista.
Hello.
Hello. Happy. Is it your birthday too?
My birthday's on Thursday, so it's on the 31st. I have the same birthday as Shannon. It's cute.
It's a birthday bonanza. It's the birthday show. We
I
love.
feel like if you go back 10 months from here, we don't want to know a lot about our parents. I just gotta
Okay.
say.
Okay, that's cool. Could everybody wish you happy birthday for Thursday?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, what are you embroidering?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
You see, we don't tire. They don't get exhausted of saying happy birthday. It's brilliant.
It's fun.
Fun. Where are you?
I'm in Wisconsin.
Oh yes, that's right. And
We have a snowstorm outside. It's really gross. So
oh, big one right now.
yuck.
Oh gosh, that means it's probably coming here.
Probably. Sorry.
Yeah, they come kind of west to east, don't they? West to east, I think, a lot of the time. Okay, we're ready for it. We had a foot and a half 2 weeks ago. That came from your neck of the woods as well. 3 weeks ago.
That actually like just missed us. So everybody else got it, but we didn't get any. It was beautiful.
All right. And how are you? How's it going? This is your birthday. This is one of the probably least favorite birthdays ever. But
I always hated my birthday. So I'm like you, I just don't like to celebrate it. I don't like to make a big deal out of it. Everyone's like, the end of the year, it's a great birthday. No, it's not. Because then I'm thinking about, I'm going to do new things. What did I do this year? Oh my gosh, I'm a whole year older. I've done nothing with my life. It just all becomes this miserable. I hate it.
I understand that. I just don't like the attention. I just don't like, and also I don't really like remembering other people's birthdays because that's every other day I've got to pop a card in the post, and it's just it's like, oh my goodness, that's really hard.
Well, my brother is a week before Christmas and I'm a week after Christmas, so December is always just like birthdays, Christmas. It's crazy.
That's a tough month for your parents too.
Oh yeah, because then we're very specific on I don't want it wrapped in Christmas paper. It has to be birthday paper. Because everybody else got birthday paper. I don't want Christmas trees on my birthday present. Sorry.
How was your Christmas?
It was good. I went home to see my family in Iowa. I hadn't seen anyone since Halloween. So it was really nice to see a person in real life.
I understand.
And I got to meet my niece. I hadn't got to meet her yet.
You brand new?
She was born November 5th. I haven't got to meet her. So I got to hold her and she's so cute.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations to your whole family to have introduced a new one. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be very spoiled. So
good. Is she the youngest by a long way?
Yeah, because I have a brother who's 28. I have a sister who's 34, a brother who's 14, and then a sister who is almost 17.
Okay, so she's 17 years younger than the next person in the family. That is huge. We're gonna say hello. Hello.
That's me and her on Christmas. So her name's Evelyn. She's very loud. She screams very, very well.
That is very cute. Oh. Do you know that babies, I'm told, and this could be absolute nonsense, but their decibel level when they scream is one of the loudest noises from a mammal on Earth?
I believe that for sure. I slept at my sister's house and I could hear her every time she woke up and I was like, oh man, don't have kids yet, it's fine. So I told you last time that my quarantine project was I made a blanket.
Yes.
So this is the blanket that I made.
Brilliant job you did.
Yep, so there's 30 squares. Each square took about 10 to 15 hours each. So it took a long time. So each one is individually crocheted and like the bottom are cross stitched and the bottom one has her name on it.
It looks like it took hours.
It did. There was a lot of but I watched Deep Space Nine while I was doing it, so it's fine.
It's so elegant. It's just so
Thank you.
Wow.
I didn't do the actual quilting part. I just did the cross stitching part. I had someone else quilt it because I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah, no, great. It looks wonderful. She'll treasure that.
Oh yeah, it's actually the exact same same blanket that my mom made for my older sister when she was pregnant.
Wow.
So I found the same book and I remade the blanket. I mean, it's slightly different. Mine is a lot bigger, It ended up being like 72 inches by 65. So it's about the size of like a twin blanket. It's big. That's Evelyn on it.
Yes, there she is.
She's only as big as 2 squares. She's very small.
She is tiny. Or the blanket's very big. Who knows?
Oh yeah, she was 3.5 weeks early too. She decided she wanted to be here before Thanksgiving. So.
Yeah, just get the party started.
She wanted to scream longer, I think was her thing. So
she is very, very cute with her.
She is. I mean, I'm slightly biased. Okay. I'm completely biased, but she's very cute.
No, but a lot of babies genuinely aren't cute. You know.
Oh no, my littlest sister, she was an ugly baby. We tell her that too.
Of the world, and some, you know, it's and they all end up being gorgeous kids.
Oh yeah.
My goodness, some babies look, you know, like
some just come out more squished than others, and you're like, oh, that's a cute baby. I think it's a cute baby. Okay, sure, it's not a sea monkey. I don't know.
I'm not very good with babies. I mean, I'm okay holding them and everything like that, but I just don't have patience to be around them for very long.
Oh, I was an infant teacher for years, so.
Oh, that's really good.
Babies, like there was usually 8 babies to 2 adults, and whoever decided that was a good idea, I'd like to put them in a room with 4 babies and tell you to take care of 4 by yourself.
That is tough. That is tough. I was a terrible father. I mean, I got better as I got older. My first reaction was that, right, you're robbing my life from me.
Oh, that's my brother-in-law's reaction right now, so.
It really is. I was like, I'm just having a greatest time. I'm 29. I'm earning money, and I'm in Los Angeles, and oh, what? But and then
you don't sleep. He always cries. Yep.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, I'm trying to do something else. I really would like to get. I'd just like to get this. I'd like to get this done before I. Okay, I'm coming.
Yep. We're like, no, here's the baby. Oh, okay.
I was a really selfish dad. I was. But then by about age 3, I started to go, right, I get this. This is great fun. And it wasn't like, oh, totally.
Oh, yeah. At 3, they get their own personality. They're like, yeah, dad, shut up. Oh, okay. Too far, kid. Too far.
And then 7, you have conversations. Actually,
oh, yeah. They're like, where does this come from? Where do babies come from? You don't get to know. Ask your mom.
Then it gets amazing. Yeah, then that was pretty great. But otherwise, it was just to kind of bleed on my time.
That's what they do as babies, though. That's kind of their thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, I didn't really understand that as a 29, 30-year-old. It was just not I wasn't equipped, wasn't ready, didn't know what was going on. But I had to get the hang of it pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But I got all this wonderful attention, so I guess that was the upside.
That's very true.
Yeah, look at this little baby. Whoa. So that was kind of cool, going around with a caboose down the market. Have you got more photos? Is that?
I think that's all I had. So.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, I have a bunch more on my phone though, so.
It's fine. You're gonna have millions.
Oh yeah.
Do you think? Because I mean, I have you probably you may not actually. You might be a bit late because you're much younger than I am. But I have photo albums with photographs in them from when I was a baby. Actually, pages. And that's Sid too. And
yep, and then my mom's written on the back, this is who's holding you. I don't know who that is. Good. I didn't know that person. So
actual things that you can see in 3 albums of photographs. That's my whole life. That's my whole childhood. Now, my niece, who's 5, has maybe 4,000 photographs taken of her every day. In every possible mood.
You don't have to print them nowadays. It costs a lot to print those things.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. And I don't know who wants to look at them. I mean, I honestly did. I mean, when I was a kid, I would show my friends my photo album. I was particularly like early girlfriend. Yeah. I was 18. My girlfriend would go, oh, I'd love to see your photograph.
That's like a rite of passage. Your moms take out the book. Look at them in the bathtub. Oh, okay.
Exactly. And now little Zeph has so many billions of photographs taken of her. I don't know how you curate that. Who's going to be interested to look at that? Do you think that it's going to
it makes you wonder.
Kid photos for everybody?
Oh yeah, it's a little excessive, just a little bit.
And then you don't have this album. I hope that some parents make albums, go to the trouble of making albums of photos for their children, so that they've got a physical.
Oh yeah, definitely. I make a Christmas book for my family every year, and I put pictures of like things we did, and then I print it out and I ship it to everybody.
That's a great idea. That you're a scrapbooker.
Shutterfly. They just put everything in there for you. It makes it easy.
That's a really lovely idea. Well, listen, I hope you have the most wonderful birthday on Thursday, and that you get to do nearly everything you'd like to do, and you hear from the people you'd like to hear from. And tell us about it when you've after the fact.
All right, happy birthday to Krista on Thursday. We have a belated birthday to get to. M. Judkins.
M.
Hi.
Hi, M.
It's a week late, but I figured, you know.
Happy belated birthday. What happened? What happened a week ago that we couldn't see you and say happy birthday? Or did we just ignore you?
No, I was out shopping.
Oh, okay.
I was doing last minute things and I didn't get home till like 9:30 and I didn't want to drop in the middle, so.
You can always drop in the middle, by the way. It's great.
I know, but I was like, I'll just do next week.
Okay, cool. Well, happy birthday for last week. Happy birthday. Can everybody please roll out our great festive happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I think we should just make a soundtrack of just all our happy birthdays because they'd just be amazing, just delightful.
Mhm.
So how are you? How
I'm
was
well.
your birthday, more importantly?
It was good.
Wait a minute, not more importantly.
I left everybody at home and I went shopping, so it was good.
Yeah? Where did you go shopping? Are you in the States?
Yeah, I live in New Hampshire, so
Oh, actually,
I just
you
went
must
to
love
like.
people. This is one of the least affected states in the country.
Yeah, but it's starting to get worse, so.
I keep seeing New Hampshire up in the top, right-hand corner up there, and it's always like a different color to everybody else. If it's color.
It's because we don't like each other very much.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So we kind of just naturally stay apart.
Each other. What did you get for Christmas?
My big present was a Polaroid camera.
Oh, fantastic. What a good idea.
Yeah, I have one of the little Instamax and I have a GoPro and I have a good camera. And I wanted a full-size Polaroid this year, and so I got one of those and a couple film packs.
What a good idea. How do you get do people make the film packs now in an affordable way?
Oh yeah, Polaroid's back in business.
Oh.
Polaroid is making brand new ones that have like USB ports and the whole thing.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
You know what I love about Polaroids and what I used to love doing, kind of making a kind of art out of it. And I used to take lots of photos of the same thing
Mhm.
and stitch them together because everything was slightly different. I would move a slightly different way or get closer or further away. It makes for really interesting art to make a kind of collage of all the same photograph.
Yeah.
To make the same image. It's quite a complicated idea, but and the kids would probably enjoy it. They probably love Polaroids.
Oh yeah, they really like, and they're like watching it develop and the whole process. They're really into it.
What a good idea. Gosh, what a great gift.
Mhm.
Wow. Are you a photographer, like an amateur photographer or a professional?
Amateur.
And you've got an SLR, so you like the analog.
Oh, yeah, I've got a Nikon and I think I have 7 lenses for it now.
Wow. Because there's been 7 Christmases.
Yeah, I've had the SLR for 10 years now.
They're brilliant.
So I just keep adding on to the collection. And I got a lens ball this year, which is really cool.
What does that do? What does that mean?
It's here, hold on a second.
Oh, wow.
This is a lens ball.
And what does that do? So you shoot through it?
Yep.
And it
and
just
so you can,
refracts the image?
Mhm.
Wow.
And you can do like cool things with it. Yeah.
That is really great. Isn't it horrifying just how much lenses cost?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
I mean, the body of the camera is expensive enough at like $3,000, $2,000, whatever, but each lens is twice that if you're going to go for,
if you're going to go for the
big prime or they get really expensive.
My cousin was into like ridiculous amateur photography and she had the money to do it. She had a lens once that was this long.
Ooh, wow.
And apertured out this big.
Wow.
And I asked her how much it cost and she told me that was not a polite question to ask.
I can tell you it probably would have cost up over, I'm thinking pounds, it would be in the £20,000 or $30,000 range, $20,000 range if it's a good one.
Yeah.
And then she needs people to help her take photographs with it because it's so heavy. You can't keep those things still while you take a shot. So maybe, I mean, she probably can afford to have people just hold the lens for her while she's.
Well, she had like a special tripod for it and stuff. So.
Of course, absolutely. So, what are you going to do for New Year? What are your plans for New Year?
Working.
Oh.
Working until.
You working?
Yeah,
I
I have
the impression you were a stay-at-home mom.
No, well, I work at home.
Right.
For health insurance, actually.
Hmm.
But
yeah, we've got we're not unfamiliar with health insurance here, as you know.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, whenever you guys talk about it, I'm like, health insurance.
No, it's actually it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's actually essential. It's the politics surrounding it that's the problem.
Yeah.
Not the actual health insurance. Everybody has that in every country in the world. It's not. It's probably reasonable. And do you like it? Is it interesting, or are you doing a less interesting angle on it?
I mean, I do customer service, so.
Okay, yeah. So
and I've been doing it for 13 years, so it's what pays the bills.
Absolutely. And you have quite a lot of leeway, don't you? With because because I always tell people, friends, and when my parents were alive, my parents. My brother and people, but it's like when you get onto customer service, especially something important, a big deal, be nice. Even if you're having trouble, even if you're furious, be nice. They will figure out that you will be furious because obviously your problem would create fury in anybody, but not nice, they will be incredibly difficult. And if you are nice, they will bend over backwards to
do you a favor. Yeah. Absolutely. And I like being able to smile while I'm telling people no.
Yes.
When they're like rude to me, and when they're mean, I just go even politer.
Yeah.
You know, and just really ratchet up the smile in my voice. And
what's the most unreasonable thing what's the most unreasonable posture? What sort of, because I mean, a lot of people work in customer service. A lot of people work in that part of even in our club. But what do people, because I always think people are generally nice. What is the not nice, apart from the aggressive stuff, which is, you can't do anything about that. People just get on the phone angry, and you should never get on telephone angry. But when do you go, whoop, this is something going on here?
It's hard when people seem to be like willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the system is messed up. The system is gross. The system is difficult. Like, and I try to break things down to the simplest way.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes people just continuously, well, that doesn't make sense. And it's like, well, but it does if you think about it. And they're just like, well, that's dumb. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's doesn't change my answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, lovely talking to you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. All right, we are going to go talk to Robert, who is not having a birthday today, to my knowledge.
He's not having. Why is he here?
It is not my birthday.
Robert? What? I don't understand. I was told everyone.
It's not my responsibility.
How are you doing, my friend? I don't believe we've ever talked.
No, this is my first time.
Well, welcome. Lovely to talk.
I'm up to season 6 of Deep Space Nine because a very good friend who will not appear on camera with me. There we go.
The hand that I keep seeing.
Yep. Has gotten me into the show.
I've
this is about my my 3rd time in the city.
Oh wow. Well, I've seen your friend. I've seen them at least seen their hand or their something.
I think you talked to her the last time.
Oh, good. Oh, so she's now she's in the room for you, giving you the floor.
She's the Morris dancer who makes clotted cream.
Oh, she's our Morris dancer. Yes, we know her well. That's great. Yes. How do we not notice? How do we not remember that hand?
It's your turn. Okay. She wants to give the space to me, though. She won't sit next to me during
This is very generous. And have you watched a Morris dance?
Yes. 3 years ago, I was in New York City and on Boxing Day and watched her. That was the first time I ever saw her Morris dance.
What do you make of Morris dancing? It's pretty unusual.
It was unique, but enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. It's normally pubs and lazy summer afternoons in England, and the Morris dancers turn up, or Ireland, or Wales, and they come and amuse all the punters and pass around a hat for coins, so that they can go to the pub themselves after the dance. Basically, how it all works. So where I can't remember where you are. Are you up in the New York house, or are you?
Yep, it's upstate New York.
Yeah.
I moved Leia up here so she could be safe from the virus because she's heading towards Japan, and we wanted to make sure that she could quarantine before she went. Wow. So she's staying here.
Right, great. And what do you?
I was a teacher. I retired in July. It seemed to make perfect sense given the circumstances.
Yeah.
I had my 30 years. And once they kicked us out of school on March 15th, and we taught remotely for the rest of the year. And that was very frustrating.
Yeah.
So I decided maybe this is the time for me to retire, which brings me to a question I wanted to ask you. One of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you was I was curious, could you talk about teachers who inspired and motivated you, and what was the key to that?
Yeah. I absolutely can. I even know his name. One of them. The first one was when I was 8. A very elderly lady, at least it appeared to me that she was very elderly. And I can't remember her name, but I think it was Mrs. Diana or something like that. At that age, I didn't know her second name, but she read to me and the whole class every Thursday. And this is 8-year-olds, so this is not, The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan.
Mm-hmm.
And I so looked forward to that. I so look forward to listening to that and hearing that story. I have read it since. Kind of don't get it in the same way as I did then, because it's kind of pretty full on, but I loved it as an 8-year-old. And then my English teacher, who was really strict when I was 15, who was the vice principal, and if you crossed the line, you would know about it. He was terrifying, but he was a spectacular English teacher. And he lived for the words of whatever it was he was trying to teach us. And it would be Keats or Shakespeare or Hemingway or whatever. But he found a way to open up the text for me that totally brought me in. And totally, because he clearly loved to read it. And he wouldn't read all of it. He'd read just snippets, just a sentence or 2 sentences, and then he would hand over, you read, tell me what you think it means, etc., etc. I don't know what you taught. What did you teach?
I was an English teacher.
Oh, so you know exactly where I'm coming from. So he would obviously just spend his entire time trying to unlock meaning for us, because he didn't feel that anything but meaning was important. And that obviously it was alliteration and various assonants and all the buzzwords that you need to pass an exam. But what you need to love literature is to unlock meaning. And it doesn't matter what that meaning is, as long as it's believable to you. But he gave me that. And that obviously led to me being able to cobble together a performance as an actor, because my understanding of meaning is precisely what I'm selling. Well, I like to think so. And so I don't know if that answers your question, but that fearsome man who most people would say was pretty whoa.
Yeah, but somebody who could pass off their passion for the subject.
Yeah, really well, really well. I didn't have the temerity to go up to him and talk to him about anything out of class because he scared the living daylights out of me. But I absolutely, when he started to sing, for want of a better way of putting it, I listened. And then he directed a Shakespeare play that he directed, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and he cast me as Puck when I was 15, I think. And I turned a corner in terms of popularity at school, because I was just, slightly, don't know quite where he is from, nearly black kid, not really sure, we'll make fun of him anyway kind of guy. But when I did that play, everybody came up and was like, wow, that was amazing. They loved it. Have you got an interesting story about a student? Is there something that you went, whoa, that's one that got away, or one that I wish I could have helped more, but it's unethical for me to do that? Are there people like that?
The toughest thing about teaching it's the students that you lose, that you couldn't do enough for. Yeah. And because you only had them for 40 minutes a day, it's hard to counteract everything else that is going on in their life.
Sure.
You just try to show them a certain direction that they can go in, what's positive, how to think for themselves. But there's always the tragedies. You're always very happy with the students to get into the Ivy League colleges and will contact you later and say, you helped me out a lot. But you'll also remember the ones that they left us early, or there were tragedies in their lives that you couldn't steer them away from. And that's just sad.
Yeah.
On the whole, I have no complaints. In 30 years, I have no complaints about my students. They were really nice people.
I take it you these are high school students. You were the last port of call for them.
I taught about 20 years at the high school level, and then I was that middle school level. I went back to when the kids were younger.
Yeah. I suspect that must have been kind of satisfying, because you could with your experience of them being older, you could probably go, wait, this isn't probably the right way. I know what these kids will happen to these kids if we do it now.
Yeah, and it was valuable knowing what the curriculum would be later in their life, and I could prepare them for it.
Yeah.
And
did you teach at public school, or did you?
It was a public school.
No, that is the sharp end. That is such a lottery. You're going to get everybody there.
Oh yeah. Sometimes in the public school, you just know the fact that parents are paying tuition means they will be more involved in their children's education.
Yeah.
And sometimes in public school, that does not happen.
It does not happen at all. Sometimes you're absolutely right. Wow, I would love to talk to you much more about this, because we've got a few teachers in the group here, and they all have fascinating stories to tell, and some have had a tougher time than others, and during the COVID period, and you've retired, so you have a unique perspective on what's going on. But it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for dragging him in here.
Mm-hmm.
The hand, who's now
all of her.
Like a
I actually was a student at the high school, so
she was never my student, but we were just in the school at the same time, at the high school in the same time, and I had 3 years ago gone to New York City for cancer treatment, and she took care of me.
Wow.
So I'm kind of returning the favor of making sure that she's safe from the virus and can make it to Japan when they open up the borders.
Good man. Thank you. Good, both of you. Good people. Lovely talking to you, sir. And we'll talk more, hopefully. It'd be lovely to talk some more.
That's good.
Thanks, Robert and Leah. All right, that's going to wrap it up for our Q&A portion for tonight.